December 1944. The snow falls heavily over the Ardennes forest in Belgium. Allied forces, believing the war in Europe is nearly won, are caught completely off guard. Adolf Hitler launches his last desperate gamble, Operation Watch on the Rhine, what we now know as the Battle of the Bulge. Over 200,000 German troops, supported by hundreds of tanks, smash through thin American lines. The goal? Split the Allies, capture Antwerp, and force a negotiated peace. In the chaos, thousands of American soldiers are surrounded at the key crossroads town of Bastogne. Ammunition low, supplies dwindling, medical care makeshift. They're holding on by a thread. One man will orchestrate the rescue, General George S. Patton, commander of the U.S. Third Army. His bold 90-degree pivot and lightning counterattack becomes legend. But behind Patton's glory stands a forgotten hero, the man whose armored division actually broke through to save the besieged troops and stabilize Patton's flank, preventing the Third Army from being overrun. Today, we tell his story, the man who saved Patton's army, but history forgot him. His name? Brigadier General Creighton Abrams, commander of Combat Command B, 4th Armored Division, and later the namesake of America's iconic M1 Abrams tank. To understand how close the Allies came to disaster, we need to go back to December 16, 1944. Hitler amassed nearly 30 divisions in secret. The attack hits the weakly held Ardennes sector, held mostly by Green American divisions and units resting after heavy fighting. In days, the Germans create a massive bulge 50 miles deep into Allied lines. The U.S. First Army is reeling. Bastogne, with its vital road network, is surrounded by the 101st Airborne Division under acting commander Brigadier General Anthony McAuliffe. When Germans demand surrender, McAuliffe replies with one word: nuts. But holding out is one thing, surviving without relief is another. Supplies are airdropped, but fog and snow limit them. Men freeze, wounds fester. Supreme Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower meets his generals in Verdun on December 19. The mood is grim. Everyone doubts a quick counterattack is possible, except one. Patton strides in confidently. Hell, let's have the guts to let the bastards go all the way to Paris, then we'll cut them off. He promises to attack with 3 divisions in just 3 days, pivoting his entire Third Army 90 degrees north in brutal winter conditions. Eisenhower agrees. Patton's Third Army will strike the southern flank of the Bulge. But Patton knows the risks: muddy roads, ice, fierce resistance from elite German units like the Panzer Lehr and 5th Panzer Army. If the southern shoulder collapses, Patton's army could be trapped or destroyed. Patton had anticipated trouble. His G2 intelligence officer, Colonel Oscar Koch, warned of a buildup weeks earlier. Patton prepared contingency plans. On December 19, he activates them. Over 250,000 men, thousands of vehicles, swing north. It's one of the greatest logistical feats in military history. The 4th Armored Division, under Major General Hugh Gaffey, leads the spearhead. But the real drive comes from its combat commands. One in particular, CCA under Colonel Wendell Blanchard and CCB under Creighton Abrams. Abrams, a 30-year-old West Point graduate from Massachusetts, is aggressive, innovative, and fearless. Nicknamed Abe, he's already proven himself in Normandy and the race across France. Patton trusts him implicitly. As the Third Army advances, weather grounds air support. Germans fight fanatically. Town after town, fierce battles at Arlon, Bougainville, Chaumont. Casualties mount, tanks bog down in mud. Patton prays for clear weather, famously telling his chaplain, "Get us some good weather so we can kill these sons of bitches." On December 22nd, the skies clear. Allied air power hammers German supply lines. But on the ground, the breakthrough is still needed. While Patton gets the headlines, and deservedly so for the overall strategy, the man who actually punches through to Bastogne is Creighton Abrams. On December 23rd to 26th, Abrams' Combat Command B fights non-stop. They bypass strong points, drive through the night, ignore flanks to maintain momentum. Pure Patton doctrine. Abrams leads from the front. His tank, named Thunderbolt, is often in the lead. In one engagement near Bougainville, Abrams' men destroyed German roadblocks, capture hundreds. Then, the push to Assenois, the last village before Bastogne. December 26th, fog lifts slightly. Abrams orders a task force under Lieutenant Colonel George L. Creighton, no relation, to assault. Supported by artillery and airstrikes, they charge. German anti-tank guns open fire. Tanks brew up, but Abrams' men press on. At 4:50 p.m., Sherman tanks crash into Assenois, firing into buildings to clear resistance. They link up with the 101st Airborne just outside Bastogne. The siege is broken. Captain William Dwight of the 4th Armored meets 101st Troops. "How are you?" A paratrooper replies, "Gee, I'm mighty glad to see you." Relief supplies pour in. The Bulge's momentum is shattered. Patton later writes, "The relief of Bastogne is the most brilliant operation we have thus far performed," but he knows who made it possible. In his diary, Patton praises the 4th Armored and Abrams specifically. Yet Abrams remains in the shadows. Why? Patton is the flamboyant genius. The 101st Airborne's nuts reply captures imaginations. McAuliffe and Patton dominate the narrative. Abrams? He's promoted steadily, ends the war as a colonel commanding the division, but no big publicity. Post-war, he serves in Korea, then Vietnam as commander. The M1 Abrams tank is named for him in 1980, not Patton. But in 1944, without Abrams' relentless drive, Bastogne might have fallen, the Bulge widened, and Patton's Third Army exposed. Historians like Carlo d'Este and Rick Atkinson credit Abrams' tactical brilliance for the timely breakthrough. With Bastogne relieved, Patton's forces, alongside Montgomery's from the north, squeeze the Bulge. By late January 1945, the front is restored. German losses, over 100,000 men, irreplaceable tanks. The road to the Rhine and victory is open. Patton drives into Germany but dies tragically in a car accident in December 1945. Abrams continues serving. In Vietnam, he emphasizes protecting civilians, Abrams' doctrine. He becomes Army Chief of Staff in 1972 but dies of cancer in 1974. Today, the M1 Abrams tank symbolizes American armored power, carrying his name into battles from Desert Storm to Ukraine. But few know the story of how, in the snows of 1944, Creighton Abrams saved Patton's army. He didn't seek glory, he just fought and won. In a war full of heroes, some shine brightest in the spotlight, others in the shadows. Creighton Abrams was one of those, a quiet professional who delivered when it mattered most. He saved thousands at Bastogne, stabilized Patton's bold gamble, helped end the war in Europe. Next time you hear about Patton's miracle at the Bulge, remember the man whose tanks rolled into Bastogne first. History may have forgotten him, but we shouldn't. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and share the story of this forgotten hero. What other World War II unsung heroes should we cover next? Comment below.